Hello, the internet. Here we are at the end of the Elite Eight, and soon we'll start the Final Four. We started with 64 games in the main tournament and another 60 in the play-ins. Out of those 120 plus games, we are down to these last 8, and soon the last 4. The 4 that we like the best out of all of our games. Although I should note that there is a bit of a bias because how this works is I play this game with my oldest boy and sometimes my youngest. I and my oldest boy rate the game. We add those two numbers up, and then we do a die roll and divide by 2. So some of the games get biased towards games that kids will play or games that are quick or easy to play. And so you'll see some oddities. All right, so who do we have left? This is our 3rd time doing this. And our first 2 years, we had a completely different Final Four. So we've had 8 different teams make the Final Four. Of those 8, only 3 still remain in the tournament, which means we will have at least one newcomer. But how many more will be newcomers, and how many will be games of old? Who will be our first to repeat and be this team to make 2 Final Fours? Which ones will fall just short? We'll soon find out. We have a 1 seed. We have 1-2 seed. Will they advance? Or will they be knocked off? Power Grid is our winner from last year. Will they return to the championship? We have 3 seeds. 2 5 seeds. And a game that came in from the play-in tournament, the number 2, the runner-up of the play-in tournament. Last year, we had 2 in the Final Four from the play-ins. Will history repeat itself? Or will this be something completely different? Castles of Burgundy will have something to say about that. So who will make it to the Final Four? Now, for those games hoping to knock off Power Grid, it's going to get harder. Because in the semis, it's going to be best of 3, and the finals will be best of 5. So Power Grid moves on to the Final Four, it may run the whole gambit, and is not lost in 2 years. We didn't have it the first year. So our first matchup is the final 2 teams of the North. The 1 seed Power Grid versus the 3 seed Ticket to Ride, India. Now I know you're thinking, Ticket to Ride game in the Elite Eight? Come on, man. I know a lot of people like Ticket to Ride, especially people who aren't as serious as being gamers. But Ticket to Ride to India in your Elite Eight, yes. And it's there for good reason. Of all of the 7 Ticket to Rides that we own, we like Ticket to Ride to India the best. The reason being is that unlike many other Ticket to Ride games, there's not a way to cheese the game. There's not if you don't draw this card, you do draw this card at the start of the game, you automatically win kind of thing. And it has a very interesting mechanic, a loop mechanic, where if you have 2 ways to do a route that don't use any routes, any of the trains that the other route uses, basically you have a circle where the two cities are on the circle, then you score bonus points. If you can get 5 or more of that, you get 40 bonus points. So the game becomes a strategy of, do I make a loop and try to get 5 on the loop, or do I just try to get as many tickets as possible and get like 10, 12, 15 tickets? My kid and I played this, and I looped. He did the tickets. I ended up winning because, I just I had great synergy at the start. So a lot of fun, but it is a Ticket to Ride game, so it doesn't score super high compared to some of the other games on this table. Its final score is 17.75 out of a possible 20. And soon you'll add a die and divide by 2. It went against Power Grid, my second favorite game and my kid's favorite game, which has steamrolled its competition. And it's going to steamroll Ticket to Ride most likely. It scored a 19.5. So it is up by 1.75. So here's how the dice work. This game is not over. We're in the 4th quarter. There are 15 seconds left in the game. Power Grid is up 19.5 to 17.75 and has the ball. Ticket to Ride is going to foul Power Grid. Power Grid is going to throw 2 free throws. If it makes enough of those free throws, it will win the game. If not, Ticket to Ride will get a chance to shoot from half court and sink a buzzer beater and win the game. In the last video I did, 2 5 seeds beat the 1 seeds with a die roll. Could this happen again? Now in this case, since Ticket to Ride is down by almost 2, it's going to have to, and we divide by 2, it's going to have to roll 4 higher than Power Grid. Right now it has a 1 in 12 chance of winning this matchup. We're going to roll this green die first to represent Power Grid's free throws. If Power Grid rolls a 3 or higher, Power Grid will make it to its second consecutive Final Four and still be undefeated. The champ will not go down easy. If it rolls a 1 or 2, Ticket to Ride India will have a chance with a 5 or a 6 on the big die. And we saw from the last video, it rolled 6s twice. So Power Grid better make those free throws and not let Ticket to Ride India have any chance of winning. So here we go. The die roll says a 4. Power Grid is our first into the Final Four and first game to make it to 2 Final Fours. Can one of these 2 beat it in the semis? It'll be tough, but both these games are really good, and we like them a lot. So, who's it going to be? Castles of Burgundy is a game that my kid has liked more every time that we play it. We actually had a really epic game, and I had to look up a rule to see who won at the end of the game. Because without the rule, it was 208 to 207. No, wait. No, 208, 206. I would have had the victory. But I had to look up to see if we got our silver for the last round, and we did. And he had 3 rinds. I only had 1. So he won 209 to 208. An epic game. As a result, it scored a 19.5. The same as Power Grid. If it keeps that up, it might just have a chance. Earth is a great game. One we haven't had as long, and so we haven't had time to try to get to the point where we want to give it a 10 out of 10 yet. We both gave it a 9.5, and so Earth scored a very, very respectable 19. Next year's seeding is based on the final game that it plays. So if Earth doesn't win this matchup, it'll be a 1 or 2 seed next year with a score of a 19. We only have a few games that have been scoring 19 and higher. So this has been an epic matchup for the ages. Right now, Earth has a 30% chance of winning. Can it win? In order to win, it has to beat Castles of Burgundy outright. If this rolls a 2 and this rolls a 3, so it's a tie, Castles of Burgundy gets the tiebreaker. There is no overtime in this tournament. All right, so for Castles of Burgundy to win, it's going to have to roll a outright. To guarantee its win, it's going to need to roll a 6. A 5 or 6. This is going to have to beat it by 2. If it rolls anything less, this has a chance to win. The lower it rolls, the better its chances. Right now, 30%, 70%. Let's see what the die says. Castles of Burgundy rolls a 5. Castles of Burgundy makes it to the Final Four. Well, it will take on the juggernaut, Power Grid. This is going to be a really, really great semifinal matchup. In fact, the winner, I will predict it now, the winner of the tournament will be the winner of this matchup. What a matchup. I am looking forward to this. All right, that was the West. Now for the East. Settlers of Catan. And now you're thinking Settlers and Ticket to Ride. You have lost your marbles. But I got to play in the national tournament last year and have a new respect for Settlers of Catan. It's a game that's easy to play. It's fun. My kid likes it too. We had a pretty good game where my kid got to 9 points and I took the victory at the end. And so it rated pretty high. We like it when it's a competitive game. And in this tournament, it's not enough to be good. You have to be good consistently. Even missing a half of a point can be enough to knock you out of the tournament. We saw that in the last round with Jump Drive because it scored an 18.5 instead of a 19. If it scored a 19, it would still be in the tournament right now playing against Hero Realms instead of Among the Stars. So Settlers of Catan, 18.5. Star Realms is a game that won the tournament 2 years ago. Can it make it back to the final game? It's going to have to get through Settlers of Catan first. It is a game that is simple to play, and as we play it more and more, and my kid gets older, it's almost too simple to play. It's still a fun game, but it's not quite on the level of Earth or Castles of Burgundy or Power Grid. And so as a result, it scored an 18. Catan has the advantage. And just like in the last game, Catan, the 5 seed, over Star Realms, the 2 seed, has a 70% chance to win. Star Realms, a 30. So we are going to roll the green die for Settlers of Catan. And just like before, if it rolls a 5 or 6, Catan is moving it on for its first ever Final Four. Castles of Burgundy, first ever Final Four. Power Grid, its second. Otherwise, Star Realms will have a chance to make its second Final Four and steal a game from Settlers of Catan. All right, so here we go. And the dice say, another 5. Settlers of Catan moves on to the Final Four for its first time, knocking out Star Realms. So we have 2 first-timers so far. Our final matchup. Hero Realms, the 3 seed, versus Among the Stars, the 5. Will we get another 5 seed in, which will guarantee that a 5 seed moves on to the championship match? Or will Hero Realms go for a second time? Hero Realms was the runner-up 2 years ago, getting knocked out by Star Realms. But it has the same problem that Star Realms has. The game's a little simplistic. We play 3-player, which is really, really weird. It's a good game, but it's not as good as Star Realms. And so it only scored a 17, which means that this might be Among the Stars' chance to move on to the Final Four. Just 1 year ago, these 2 games met up in the second round. Among the Stars was a 9 seed. Hero Realms was a 1 seed. What a difference a year makes. Hero Realms won the match 18 to 17.5. We didn't do die rolls last year. This year, Among the Stars once again scored a 17.5. For those who are not familiar with this game is very similar to Seven Wonders. It is a card drafting, then pass the cards, resource management, because you got to pay coins for the cards and put them on your tableau. And you'll score victory points as you play them. Some of them you'll score victory points at the end of the game. There's a couple objectives to try to score more victory points that you're trying to get to and keep everyone else from getting. So it's a lot of fun. I personally like Seven Wonders better. I think my kid likes this game slightly better. But it scored a 17.5 and has been pretty consistent throughout this tournament. And last year in the second round, it scored a 17.5, but Hero Realms scored an 18. So this has the 70% chance to win, 30% chance. Will Among the Stars have its revenge and move on to the Final Four to face its fellow 5 seed, Settlers of Catan? We're about to find out. So just like before, a 5 or 6 on this die, Among the Stars is in. Anything else? Hero Realms gets a shot from midcourt to win the game. And it's a 4, which means Hero Realms has a shot. But it's got to win by 2 because Among the Stars has the tiebreaker. So it needs to roll a 6. It's got a 1 in 6 chance of winning this match. But this die has only rolled a 6 in the 2 times that we have rolled it. Will history repeat itself? Will we have another buzzer beater 3-pointer knock a team out of the tournament? Let's find out. And roll it over Heroescape. And onto the ground. And it is a 3. It's not enough. Among the Stars wins. We have 2 5 seeds in the Final Four. What an amazing thing. The 2 games that were first and second 2 years ago are out. 2 new ones, 3 new ones, and only 1 that has been previously. Someone's got to beat Power Grid. Will Castles of Burgundy beat Power Grid? Well, stay tuned and we will find out as we conclude this epic tournament. The 2024-2025 Board Game Bracket Elimination Tournament. Which of the 5 seeds is going to win? Which one are you rooting for? Who will win, the 1 seed or the 3 seed? Can Power Grid lose? And if it doesn't lose to Castles of Burgundy, do either of these have a shot? The answer is no. The answer is just no. Not a chance. So, who's going to win this all? It'll be one of these 4. 3 newcomers against the team that was here last year, the team that won it all last year. Stay tuned, because this is going to get crazy. This matchup alone is going to be epic. And I know there's a lot of people who love Castles of Burgundy and a lot of people that love Power Grid. Well, you get to see the 2 of them duke it out. This should be fun. Now, why are we doing best of 3? And best of 3? Isn't that crazy? Because now I got to play 3, 6, 9, 12 games. That's a lot. But these are the games we have liked the best and have wanted to play the most. And the point of this whole tournament is to play the awesome games that we really like. And the ones we like more, we play more. And the ones we really don't like, we play once. And the ones we kind of like, we play once or twice and put them back on the shelf and greet them again next year. And the ones we really don't like get exiled from the library. And I try to sell them on Facebook Marketplace, but not only do I not want these games, no one else does either. So, yeah. So, until the next video, let me know who you want to see win it all. Which one of these 4 teams will take down the prize? We'll take the coveted golden die. We don't have actual golden die, but maybe the big blue die. There we go. Which one will win the big blue die that is currently on the floor somewhere? Until then, goodbye. Revenge has been achieved among the stars.